Hey there. Um, this is gonna be sort of a ramble from me, trying to clear out the morning voice before I record something else and, you know, just shake out stuff. But I thought I'd do it. The whole warm up and shake out the voice, recording something for y'all. And I had a thought. Um, This is sort of it's a culmination of a lot of other thoughts um, being like pushed together and I don't know. Anyways, the point is I've been thinking a lot, and it has resulted in a few conclusions, shall we say, about things. Um, and it all comes down to goals and getting stuff done. Because if you follow along with me a lot, my streams and me posting here and there, you know that I struggle with getting things done, with keeping to my goals, with setting perhaps too lofty of expectations for myself. I do this all the time. I struggle with it all the time. It's very, very difficult. But I'm getting better at all of that because I don't give up. And I don't think you should either. I think it's very important to keep going. And it's okay to stop for a bit. I will give you an example. I have a walking pad. It's a treadmill, but without guardrails, essentially, right? A small like treadmill you can like for instance, I set mine up against the wall when I'm not using it, and then I pull it down and put it underneath my desk and walk on it. Occasionally. Sometimes I'll use it 2 or 3 times in a week. Sometimes I won't use it for 3 months. So, if that isn't a good example of just stopping and then restarting and, so on, I don't know what is. And you know what? That's okay, because it's not giving up. And that's the important thing. Don't give up. Unless, you're doing something that's actively detrimental to your health, in which case, maybe give that up. But that's besides the point. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about, things that you want to do where you self-improve and grow, things like, actually, I'll give you a good example of me getting better about this, because the other part of this that's sort of been on my mind lately that has been helping me a lot has been just doing a little bit, because a little bit is better than nothing. So, my example for this is with my singing and now my piano practice. With the singing practice, I've actually been doing this for a while without realizing it, because oftentimes I won't get proper practice in where I'm like standing up, using proper form and whatnot. But what I will do is while I am in the car, and I do drive a lot for work. While I'm in the car, I will sing along to songs, and I'll put on songs that I'm working on and sing along to them and the like. Occasionally, I'll do proper warm up exercises while in the car. I'll throw that on, and then like some songs in a playlist and listen to that while I'm on the way to a client. And that's not optimal, but it's better than nothing. In the example of my piano practice, which I've just recently started picking up piano, so we'll see, how fruitful this is. But I'm like, oh, I should probably do like a lot of practice. Da, da, da. I'm like, whoa, hold on there, champ. Are we gonna be able to keep up with doing like a half hour of practice each day or whatever? No, we're not. That's gonna go terribly. I'm not gonna practice at all. So I'm like, okay, well, what if we do it in more smaller chunks and actually just get it done? And so it's more of a 15 minutes ish, maybe it's 10, maybe it's 20. But if I get that like 10 to 20 minutes of piano practice in, we're good. I did a thing, and I got some valid practice in. And that's been working out pretty well so far. I'm not practicing every day, but I'm practicing more days than I'm not. Admittedly, it's still a new and shiny thing for me, so we'll see how it goes, but I am quite motivated. That said, motivation is a fleeting thing. But it can be a good way to build a habit. Use motivation to give yourself the start of a habit, but after that, sheer willpower, and that's all you. And that's very difficult. It's very hard. And every time you succeed at building a habit, a healthy habit, that's a fantastic thing. And I just want to say, I'm proud of you for all the healthy habits that you've built for yourself. You don't know how much work you've achieved with that. I've spent this whole time talking about myself, but I do want to talk about you and how hard you work. Because I see it, even if you don't. You work hard, you do a good job, even with everything that's going on in life all the time, trying to weigh you down and drag you into the abyss. You're doing a good job. It's very obvious that you're trying your very best and you're doing great. But do remember, breaks are very important. That's another thing I've been learning recently. Sorry to take it back to myself, but I find that examples are important. They help demonstrate how something might be useful. For instance, in my case, I started a new job recently, and it was quite the shift. I went from kind of lackadaisically working and like having my job down to a T and being able to get it done in not very many hours to, oh, this job requires me to be working that full 40 plus a couple extra. Alrighty then. And I I was so tired. It's getting better now, but it was wearing me ragged. And I was trying to do all of my extracurricular stuff, recording and editing audios and everything else, streaming on top of that. And I did pull back on the streaming, and I did kind of anticipate this, that I wouldn't be able to do as much streaming at least, but I thought I'd at least be able to work on audios, and I was wrong. And I realized that I just needed to give myself a break from doing my regular YouTube activities, which I'm trying to get back into the swing of now. But that break was very, very important. Admittedly, I was doing other things, but I had to give myself time off after work to rest and recover. And you deserve that too. When you're tired, when you're bogged down, when you find yourself staring at the same page, the same paragraph, take a moment, lean back, lie down, whatever, go for a walk, something. Just clear your mind and give yourself time to relax. Maybe go pick up that book you've been reading that you've been really enjoying, or play a game. Fill out the rest of your evening with a movie or that TV show you've been very much enjoying. Whatever it is, give yourself that break. It's important. Our minds need that rest, let alone our bodies. So, just know you're doing a lot and you do deserve that break, okay? Anyways, that's kind of been my thoughts lately. And with it being January and everyone has their New Year's resolutions, people, I find, have very lofty ambitions for themselves, very high standards that they set for these New Year's resolutions, and maybe you're not able to live up to whatever New Year's resolution that you set for yourself. But that's okay. Maybe you just need to scale it back. You don't have to give up. Just lower your expectations. Maybe you said you'd go to the gym 5 days a week, every week for the whole year. That sounds like a lot. Maybe you can only go once or twice a week. That's okay. A little bit is better than nothing after all. Maybe you need to take a break, not go for a week or two. That's okay. Sometimes we just need to step away from something and come back to it. Maybe you said you'd write 500 words a day, and you have had several days where you just stare at the page and a thought doesn't spring to mind. That's okay. Set it down for a bit. Come back to it in a week after your mind has had time to mull over what you've already written and generate new ideas. We all think about things at our own pace, and sometimes we need to give ourselves time to catch up. And that's okay. I'm proud of you. You're doing a good job, and you work hard enough. You deserve to give yourself some grace and rest. All right. With that, though, I think I'm gonna get going. I've cleared out my morning voice pretty well by this point, and I have some recording to get to. I'd like to get back to 2 audio releases a week. Admittedly, I have been slacking a bit, and what with experimenting with new channels and everything, it's gotten a little hodgepodge, so bear with me, alright, as I try and get back into the saddle. I appreciate your understanding, and I hope that you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever it is for you. Make sure, take care of yourself, eat well, sleep well, hydrate, don't dehydrate, posture check, make sure you're not all shrimped up. You don't want to lose a ½ inch of height like I did. And until next time, bye-bye.